Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Monogatari. Tonight we're on episode 11 of Monogatari. Owarimonogatari specifically. Whoa. Yeah, cool. What is going on? That's a great question. Last episode, episode 10, was our Gone rambling episode. And I think I've been told that that her ramble has been like cut off midpoint. So that means that this next episode we're gonna about to watch is about to be like the same thing again, where she just keep spewing, you know? So thank you, Gon, for that. I appreciate that, I suppose. The important information from that... Well, let me run it back a little bit. So we got Kombaru, Shinobu, Araragi. Them three are met up with Gon. That's kind of the situation there, right? Gon's telling them about the samurai first minion of Kiss Shot. I say samurai because I think that's how Kombaru referred to them. The first minion of Kiss Shot, that kind of story where we thought they were dead. Shinobu specifically thought they were dead. Or like, you know, I almost want to say like coped that they were dead, but that we'll get into that in a minute. Or like a big minute. We'll get into that in many minutes later down the line because there's a lot to talk about. Where in reality he's not actually dead. He revived from his ashes drifting in the wind, despite being constantly opposed to sunlight. Are constantly exposed to sunlight. The man revived. He's back in action. I think he actually revived, 13 years ago or something? I think Gon gave us a time frame there, so I want to look at that when we look through the episode. But yeah, so now we've got that information. To see how Shinobu responds to that's going to be really important, I think. That also has an interesting, what's it called? Impact on Araragi, because, I mean, if, as a vampire being immortal, it's like, okay, yeah, I can live forever, but if I walk into the fire, I'm dead, you know? But for instead this to be a situation where walking into the fire, even attempting to off himself, it wasn't enough, then that kind of, I don't know, twists the immortality into something a lot scarier, right? Where you don't you start to not have a choice in the matter, you know? So there is perhaps some stuff that could be played with there. But yeah, let me first, boom, get the comments up. We're gonna start not with any comments about, not with any comments about the Shinobu stuff, but instead with hachikuji. Okay, it's hachikuji time. I've decided that now it's hachikuji time. So this comment was giving some pushback to some of the hachikuji ideas. So the hachikuji stuff from last episode, which I did preface with a lot of I think I prefaced it if I'm remembering right. With a lot of Dunning-Kruger, hachikuji is something that I feel I'm kind of unsure about, blah, blah, blah. I feel a bit more cemented now. I've done some thinking about it, talked to some people in the Discord, shout out the Discord, about it, and I think there's been some luck there, and so I've got a little compilation of ideas. Oh, it's so exciting. I'll try to make this reasonably quick though. So first, let me I'll read out some of this comment, which is, well, okay, let me start with the thing I originally said, then this comment, then the reply to the comment. There we go. So originally I was kind of saying that I'm attempting to conceptualize hachikuji, Shinobu, and Ononoki as different ways that Araragi is coping with his cracks in his justice foundation, shout out the sandbox metaphor, and through losing hachikuji, or perhaps having hachikuji taken away almost, being pressured by the darkness to for hachikuji to leave. What has that done to Araragi? What has Araragi lost by that happening, other than just losing a friend or whatever? What exactly is at play here? What is hachikuji to Araragi, which then would lead to what has Araragi lost when he loses hachikuji, kind of byproduct kind of deal. And then we can also, once we get a good foundation there, try to extrapolate, build off of that and be okay, is he maybe upset about this and aiming some frustration at Shinobu because Shinobu is tied to the darkness, there's other places we can go with that, but let's keep it to hachikuji. And so the thing that Araragi had lost, I was saying it was inner child, innocence kind of deal, right? And I do still hold that position. Let me just start with that. I do still hold that position. The nuance has changed and I've kind of adjusted it. So I'm feeling a bit better with it now, but I will seek to elaborate on that in a minute. So let me first read some of this comment out just to show the pushback to that original idea, where, what is Blood yapping about? Never let bro cook again, get him out of the kitchen. Try. to get me out of the kitchen. Okay. Why do you think hachikuji still symbolizes Araragi's innocence and inner child when she's always prepared as the opposite as a stand-up proper adult figure? Every time Araragi has met her, she's always guided him and advised him with insight beyond her age. That's also why he has sexually charged banter and teasing with her, IMO. Even in the farewell scene, the show... This is an important line. Even in the farewell scene, the show directly and indirectly points out who the child and the adult is in this relationship. That's really important to what I'm about to say. Her passing symbolizes Araragi losing a proper adult figure instead of losing his innocence. Okay. It is... Man, innocence is such an interesting word. But, okay. The place I'm going to start is that it's kind of a horseshoe effect thing. Where I think you can really see hachikuji as a lot of these things, right? Like, there is that emphasis put on her, like, with the brains of, what was the reference, like, the body of a child, but the brains of an adult. It was, like, the reference to the one show or whatever. Like, there is an emphasis, and then she's also always spitting wisdom, right? And she's the one guiding him, blah, 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 like the things you say here, that do put her into the adult position. But I think it's exactly her being in the adult position that allows Araragi to then be the child, like you're saying, which then is his connection to his inner child, his connection to his innocence, right? So it's this, we're taking the idea and we're kind of twisting it a little bit, where instead of it being, how did I write it? So instead of it being that hachikuji is like directly the child, it's that her existence and what Araragi gains from interacting with her is that he gets to interact with his inner child, right? And it's exactly because she's a guide and because she's the adult in the relationship that allows him to be the child, right? And so in the same way, it's not that he's like playing with her and she's all childlike and that's what makes him like embraced with his like childhoodness, right? No. It's he is interacting with her and she's taking care of him in a way, and that allows him to be the child, right? And so it's like, it's a different way where it's like one step removed. I think it's like a one step removed thing. And I think there's this like, and I'm not completely like I do want to underline the whole she died as a child thing, and also like her, like the original basis of this idea like came from Monogatari, right? It came from Maoi Snail way back, right? Where the kind of the way that I interpreted that, and I know it's been freaking forever, is that how do I say this? Because Araragi had the argument with his sisters, and then and I think that's somewhat based on like they're growing up, they're having their fire sisters thing, they're going into their justice phase, right? And so as his younger sisters grow up into a justice phase, as they're accelerating, he gets into an argument with them and finds Hachikuji, right? Who then kind of is almost like another sister to him, where he's able to interact with her, kind of play with her, instead of playing with his sisters and play, you know, like he's real hands-on when he's playing because it's Araragi, but you know how it is. So, right, so she's a replacement for his sisters to a degree, and specifically with his sisters having been growing up, and I think like in engaging with the justice stuff, because I think that's where it was based in, and I could revisit a lot of it. I was reading through a little bit of one of the episodes a minute ago, but that's kind of where I'm at there. So Hachikuji then is like a younger, like a version that hasn't been tainted by the new Fire Sister ideals of justice yet, right? It's like a younger form of the younger sisters that he gets to interact with, which I think underlines like that youth thing, right? And while you say that her insight beyond her age is why he has sexually charged banter and teasing with her, I kind of see it almost opposite, where the sexually charged banter and teasing is like inherently kind of childlike, because I mean all the teasing back and forth with like the word play with the biting the tongue with the names, and like it like playfully insulting each other, that to me seems very childlike, right? Like it's playful. Like playful is a word you'd use to describe a kid, you know? And so it gets kind of weird with the whole sexually charged nature of it, you know? And maybe we could go into some elaborate like, oh, the reason it's so weird is because Araragi is ashamed of interacting with his childhood or blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to spin into that right now. But yeah, I even see that as even somewhat a childlike quality. Um, Otherwise, I mentioned that the whole she died as a kid, you know. So there's like a dichotomy at play where yeah, she died as a kid, but she also has experience that is, you know, what, 11, 12 more years. So even if she like has the body spirit of a 12-year-old, she has like the mind spirit of a 24-year-old or something weird. So we're already playing with like this kind of both thing. I like the word dichotomy, just like this back and forth between the two, where yeah, she's it like looks like a kid, but she kind of acts like an adult in a lot of ways. Um, yeah. Another thing I want to say on kind of that idea, which I think is really interesting, is if we do see like Hachikuji as the adult in the relationship, as a guide. I mean, it's pretty interesting that the character that Araragi seems to gain so much guidance from, and the character who steps into an adult figure in his life, is a kid, right? And by kid I mean like they appear as a child, right? As opposed to appearing as an adult, like, you know, Gain or Oshino or whatever, right? And I think that could be reflective of some deeper things with Araragi, right? Where, like, I wrote something about that. I don't think it's in this document, but either way, we'll move past that a little bit. Horseshoe effect, yeah, and so that's kind of to say that all the leanings we can do about Hachikuji being the adult, I think, is exactly why Araragi is connected to his child through Hachikuji, right? Like, all the leaning into her as an adult is to show that there's a lot being played with the idea of child and adult in her character, you know? Yeah. Hachi lets Araragi be the child. So yeah, that's kind of the one thing I've been saying a lot, where Araragi gets to be a child because he's being guided by Hachikuji. A really, really good example of that, shout out DC from the Discord, is this line. I already had it pulled up. Okay, I got it pulled up twice now. And this is from the light novel when Araragi is trying to hunt down aberrations to pay Oshino. He asks Hachikuji for tips. It's the sandbox thing, right? It's Koyomi's sandbox, whatever one that was. And so he's looking for aberrations. Hachikuji tells him about one, right? And you can see here, oh, this is kind of crazy. Wait, my investigation had a serious goal, but my inner child couldn't help but be stimulated. Dang, it's almost like the word choice I used is the word choice the translator is using. That's kind of... okay, maybe Blood's cooking some crazy scrumptious meals over here, okay? Get your taste buds fixed. But yeah, so this kind of thing here is where he's guided by Hachikuji to a location, to the sandbox, and then instead of like, she's the sandbox and he's playing with her, she's the vessel in which his inner child comes out, right? He gets led here because of Hachikuji, ever since Hachikuji had told me, blah, blah, blah. And then he can't help but play with his inner child under the excuse of it being, like, if somebody were to, like, get onto him about it, he'd be like, oh, it was an oddity, you know? It was an aberration that made me do it, kind of deal, right? And so, like, that, I mean, that's kind of, I think, as clear as it can get with this idea that it's not necessarily that she is a direct, like, this is what his child looks like, this is what his inner child looks like, this is what his innocence looks like, but rather that it is through his interactions with Hachikuji, it is, quote, what Hachikuji means to him that his inner child can come out and play, right? And the reason, to go back to the comments, that I find that so important is because I think this is a way that he's coping with his fundamental breaks in his justice, you know? Where he has all these core issues, he has the cracked foundation of the sandbox, and he's got a couple ways he, like, rationalizes it, deals with it, etc. One of which I think includes a retreat into his younger self, or, you know, what felt like his childhood or whatnot, that we see through his interactions with Hachikuji. Period. And other examples would be what I've said before about, like, Shinobu, and, like, the vampirism stuff, and then Ononoki or whatever. But Ononoki, I'm still kind of, like, I'm feeling a little better about Hachikuji. Do not get me started on Ononoki, please. Please, something about fate, something about dolls. Something about being a doll to Tsukihi. Shout out Tsukihi. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with hachikuji. Yeah, do I have anything else to even say on that? I'm feeling kind of good about that. And so yeah, I guess the kind of continuation, the last thing I'd say is that losing hachikuji would kind of be like an acceptance that retreating into his childhood isn't the answer to coping with the fundamental breaks in his justice and whatnot, and his like ideals and his etc. that have probably bled into his sense of self. Oh wait, I need to show y'all something crazy. I'll show y'all something crazy in a second. Wait, this is actually crazy. Because I'm so excited to show y'all that. That's gonna be crazy. But with hachikuji gone, like, because I mean, even think about it, what it all represents. Where it's like, if you're growing up and you have like some breakdowns in your sense of self, in your identity, in the way you explore the world, in your navigation of the roads you travel, etc., then retreating into your childhood, I think, is an option, but I don't think it works, you know? And I think that's what we're seeing here, where it's like, yeah, if you grow up and you start to run into all these issues, you know, retreating backwards into when it was comfortable, into when things made more sense, into like that naivete, into that play, like that, I think dodges you away from a lot of the problems, because I mean, you're just backing up, but then you're backwards and you're still like, if you can't move forward, because if you move forward, you're just going to run into it again, you know? Like regressing for safety just means that like you got to get past the hill, you know? It's like you go up to the hill and you're like, ugh, and you can't do it, so you go back down, and then you just start pedaling more and more backwards because you're scared of the hill. And I mean, maybe you could argue that pedaling more and more backwards gives you the build up to brum 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 and then get over the hill or something, right? That there is some utility in this. I would even be fine with saying that, right? That there is a utility. Like, that's something I've been trying to use on Shinobu, where it's like, yeah, this connection to Shinobu, this like monsterization of the self, perhaps is useful as a like stopgap, as a like emergency coping mechanism. I really like the word coping mechanism with her nowadays, but it's not sustainable. It's not something you can do forever, you know? And so there will come a point when you have to grow past it. So even if it is you're falling apart and you just need something to hold on to, if that's retreating into your childhood when things made sense, retreating into like an innocent state of mind, etc., then sure, but you need to still grow past that. You can't just be stuck there, you know? No more stagnation kind of deal. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. Which is basically to say, get me out of the kitchen, I dare you. You will never take me out of the kitchen. The yap, I yap, therefore I am. Whoa. Ooh, hello, green screen. Yeah. Was there anything else in that? I think that's all I got there. So, good. Okay, let's look at some of these other comments. Oh, no. That's why my brain is turning off. It's because I wanted to show you all this real quick. So this is Owarimonogatari 3. I was just rewatching a little bit of Bake, right? Because I was like, you know what? Maybe I gotta do what I gotta do. So, blah, blah, blah. This is meeting Hachikuji. Hi, Hachikuji! All the playful fighting, whatever. You know, so I was just watching this and it was all normal or whatever, right? But looky here. Looky here. Ooh, what's this? This is after the episode? This is the ED? What could be going on in the ED? Oh, no, it's a little past the ED, you're telling me. What's going on here? Oh, it's the Karen Tsukihi after dialogue? What are they about to say? I'm just gonna let it play. Ready? Did you see it? Look at that. And they're talking about chess out of nowhere. And the Black King is like an imposter? Is it Ogi, bro? No, look at it. Dude, isn't that crazy? It's like they're talking about Ogi, like randomly. I don't know what they're yapping about, but look at this. Isn't there a piece called White King in Chess? It's probably playing with some sort of like linguistic freaking, I don't know, random thing that actually is applicable to this arc, but it feels like Ogi, bro. In retrospect, it feels like Ogi. Because they're talking about chess, right? We've played with the chess, you know, the two sides of the shogi board analogy in how that represents Araragi and Ogi. isn't there a piece called White King in chess? There is one. And the Black King is like an imposter. Excuse me? Ogi's the imposter, bro. Kinda sussy. But isn't that nuts? Bro, the one we saw before was the Black King. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know the context here. Typo in the kanji for White King. The Black King is a typo in the kanji for White King. Ogi is a typo of Araragi. Like, you know what I'm saying? It feels like that. I think that's, like, I have no idea. The white side is stronger than the black side. The Black King is a piece for the player giving a handicap. It's really tough to play. I don't even know what they mean by that. Maybe this is like a, I don't know, like a human oddity thing, but I feel like you could cook with Araragi and Ogi on that, which is crazy because it's Bake. And maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, hachikuji just biting the hell out of his hand like that. What are they talking about? Constellations and the Gemini? Pisces. Wait, Pisces is the twin one? That does not make any sense. What? Okay. Yeah, these freaking end credits. Oh my goodness, I forgot how unhinged they are. But yeah, that was just crazy. It caught me literally so off guard. I'm just sitting here like, you know, because that's what I look like whenever I'm watching something and I'm not reacting. I'm just like, right? And I'm just, it's letting it play. I like listen to the ED. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot how good this is. And then he just start talking about chess, and I go, oh, no shit, you know? Holy crap. That was just crazy to me. I thought it was funny. Okay, let me close Discord. That's where I keep all my notes. I keep my notes up on a little private document in Discord. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Okay, let's actually focus. This is super true. Shinobu just wanted to see the sticker under the swing because the specialist could reform their bond. Your boy was spinning off about a bunch of, I don't even know what I was saying. Something about like Shinobu was flashing Araragi in order to like tempt him into rebonding with her, blah, 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 blah. But no, it's like the specialist would do it, so like, that's just how she did it, because she's Shinobu, so she's annoying. Because she already knew it was down there, you know? Because we saw her sleeping down there earlier. So, you know what? Hey, sometimes, when your head's in the clouds, you lose your footing. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, if you're cooking in the air, if you're flipping food in the air, then you don't even know your pans on the ground. Okay, bad analogy, abort. But yeah, true. You know, and that's why I said, you know what? Fair enough, because it is fair enough. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you swing and you hit, but then it's like it's a spare. What is that called? Is it called a spare? No, what's baseball? That was a bad swing. What is it called? It's called a spare, right? Is that bowling? Okay. Ark does feel like a fever dream. Gon would be a fun boss. Gon would not be a fun. I could not stand Gon, bro. Gon's just, and I think it's because of Araragi's perspective of her, like, is kind of biasing the narrative, where she appears to be like an exposition annoying dump, but it's like, bro, oh my goodness, please breathe next time. Like, I'm just struggling here. Like, yeah, she does give that like know-it-all energy, and she acts. I mean, that's what she says constantly is, oh, I know everything, kind of deal. So. I don't know. Gon would not be a fun boss. Oh no, my Dr. Pepper. Sorry, I knocked it over with my foot. Oh my goodness, it's like, okay, sorry. Woo, we are excited today. Some of this from MC Steve. What do we got here? The bridge scene is Shinobu coping that the first servant must be dead. Definitely true. There is so this is the pseudo entity is made up of bad energies, which is tied to, I mean, we've seen bad energies before with like the time travel stuff. With the stuff with the talisman, right? With Ogi and Kiyomi Mountain, all that kind of stuff. It is really interesting to me that, like, it is made up of those bad energies, and that specifically it's right after Araragi and Shinobu break that the bad energies start, like, freaking out like this. Or, like, kind of attaching onto them. Because it's like, why is it that the bad energy is specifically manifesting as oddities or as a chimera of oddities that Araragi has dealt with? You know? So it's almost like these bad latent energies in the air are being funneled through Araragi in some way. So it's like, okay, Araragi, like, I kind of feel like Araragi is the new Shinobu. Like, back when, as much as Shinobu is the vacuum for oddities, is for the vacuum, or Kiss Shot, I should say. Kiss Shot is the vacuum for, like, all this bad energy stuff. I mean, she came to this town where Araragi was, you know? And that's what Gon has said, but it's like, and now I feel like now the chimera of the bad energies is made up through Araragi, Araragi concepts. That's kind of insane, is it not? Like, why is that occurring? What makes Araragi special, bro? Why is everything kind of come down to Araragi? I mean, I know it's run through. It's like he's the one telling us all this nonsense, so like, it's all gonna kind of feel that way inherently. But I mean, for like the way Gon says that he's one of the few people, or he's like hard to predict. It's like, why is he hard to predict from the person that knows everything? That is such a like prestigious position, you know. So, who knows? But yeah, so that does clear the pseudo oddity stuff. I didn't really connect that it was made up of those bad energies because they kind of said it was the bond until the bond between Shinobu and Araragi got fixed. It would keep happening, you know, and so it's like that was kind of it more so felt like a void between them as opposed to like the latent bad energy. But I'll take it as is. The sword, yeah, so before he committed suicide, he made a replica of one of the swords as a kiss shot level servant out of his own blood. And this is a really cool emphasis off of that information that Combador says that a samurai's blade and armor are one of the same bodies as his own, noticing his sword is gone. So like this kind of under this conceptualization of a samurai's blade and armor as part of their body is actually literal because the sword was made out of his own blood and it was a replica made in that way. It does become kind of interesting then that Shinobu, and this kind of goes into here, Shinobu swallows the sword, where it's like she's always got a piece of him, you know, because it was made out of him. So that's kind of crazy, right? I mean, even specifically in last episode, the way she was like staring at the she had like a longing stairway that was kind of interestingly framed, and then I think swallowed the sword immediately after. So it's like there's a lot going on in her dome, right? Especially about this sword and stuff, but that kind of is being talked about down here, so I'll wait on that. Kiss shot level as a concept, this is kind of underlining that I thought this weakness thing is really important, where Kiss shot, like her weaknesses do not function as weaknesses because she's just that different. And so that would kind of make sense to trickle down onto her minions, right? Including first minion. And that would be the explanation for why he was able to revive despite, like, as Ash on the Wind, he was able to revive. It's because, well, he was the servant to Kiss shot, right? So it kind of does that. I don't remember if I said it in this take, because this is my second take, but the whole, it frames immortality in a really interesting way, because for Araragi's immortality in a very interesting way, because if the first tried to kill himself and couldn't, then Araragi, hey, like, not having that escape hatch, I think is a very, like, powerful psychological effect, you know? Because, man, and that's something you could even extend out of the show. I don't know how much I want to, but, like, the idea that knowing that you can take your own life is super influential in how it is incredibly influential in how you live it, you know, where if we somehow didn't have that option, then that would like how much would that change our day-to-day existence, you know? Because I've definitely used that concept as like fuel, like positive fuel, where it's like every day that I live is a choice I make, where I've chosen to live this day out, where I could have otherwise not chosen to live this day out. Please be safe, take care of yourself, you know. Just throwing that out there because this is, you know, kind of a sensitive thing. But I've definitely used that before of like dude, just by being alive, I've made the choice to be alive, right? And that's been something that's given me like more purpose and more energy, which has been positive. And so to have that taken away, I think would, at least for me, definitely have a negative impact, where it'd be like, oh man, like I truly, like, if I'm in a really bad place, like, mentally or whatever, I don't even have the idea that I chose to do this, right? I don't even get that, like, level of choosing, you know? Even if you, because that's the crazy thing, bro. Even if you choose the same thing every time, having the option to choose is a separate phenomenon that I think has big impact on people, right? It's like, bro, you look at the menu even if you get the same food item every single time, just the knowledge that there's other stuff and you're choosing that specifically, doesn't that somehow like change the experience? I think it definitely does, right? So having that taken away through like this new conception of immortality, where it's like the first attempted to kill himself but it didn't work, right? It was a temporary suicide. I think the exact phrase is somewhere in there. That I think is a incredible, like, could cause incredible, like, an incredible shift in the mentality of, like, I don't know, maybe how people view Araragi, maybe how Araragi views Araragi's immortality, right? But we'll see. We'll just kind of see what gets played with that, right? I mean, man, that would maybe even tie into, like, if he kind of was under the impression that, like, he couldn't die even by going out in the sun or whatever, and, like, well, like, even if he went full vampire, he couldn't die, because of this interaction with the first, then that kind of makes it crazy about the stuff we've seen in like one of the most current chronological dates with the whole like him becoming his own vampire and he needs to act human or else it'll get worse. I mean, it's like, dang it, like if it gets too bad, then there's a chance that like you straight up won't be able to die, you know? I don't know. That's just kind of crazy there. But anyways. This was a good line. But a vampire legendary as well known as the King of Oddities may not be an exception, but she is exceptional. Her weaknesses do not function as weaknesses. The Gaon playing with the little cutouts is apparently from the character design sheets for the anime's pre-production. That is terrifying. She's puppeteering the anime production material. Bro, that almost feels like she got some meta power. Imagine Araragi, like, because this is all, like, Araragi's telling the stories. Imagine Gon, like, was proofreading and marking a few things the entire time, and Araragi didn't know. Like, he's telling the story, but it's getting run through a Gon lens a little bit. She's puppeteering it in between. I don't think that's going on, but, like, it almost feels like that. Like, that's almost how squirmy this visual metaphor kind of gets into the concept, like, the meta conceptions, you know, which is super cool. The Blu-ray edition comes with pamphlets that share all of it. Bro, imagine having the pamphlet out in front of you, and then you just look up and Gon's playing with them. Excuse me, never again. But yeah, the Araragi sleight of hand thing where it says something in one context and actually means it in a different. It is, yeah, it's hard to catch that a lot of the time because, like, I feel like it can so easily spin into, like, a monkey pattern seeking brain behavior where, like, you're trying to, like, red tape a bunch of things or red yarn a bunch of things together. I don't think we've been doing that. Like, I think that's not something that like I think the show's crazy enough that a lot of the times it's real. But that's always been like a little thing in my head where it's like, even if it, you know, I don't know, but it's definitely a tough thing to catch. You know, I'll take the loss on that one. Remember to separate Araragi and the story from Araragi telling the story. Definitely 100% true, especially with the separation being so much more extreme with like him talking to Ogi. We saw at the beginning of this arc with the Ogi thing. We're all good there. I hear you there. What was the thing I wanted to say? I thought this was interesting where like he held on to this resentment with Kombaru and put off this meeting precisely because he knows he'll be drawn in again when they meet back up now that their relationship is so much stronger. That's really interesting. I don't even have anything to say on that. I just wanted to underline that line, that like the idea that he's resenting or like he's dragging his feet because he knows that he'll be drawn in. That's man, I mean that's just a relatable feeling, right? Like I know I'm gonna falter, you know? Like if I go there, I know I'm gonna do something stupid. It's like that kind of idea, right? So I don't know, I like that. Boom. Shinobu contemplates the blade, then swallows it. She decides to keep everything relating to him on the inside. She wants to simply believe that he said. That's the line I was looking for, right? Which is, that's her coping. It being like she's internalized, or like she's like shutting it away. I quite like that like visual metaphor. Which then makes it really interesting that we know at the end of Tsubasa Tiger, Araragi's got the sword. So the sword's coming back out, right? It's like the truth comes back out kind of deal. But yeah. The temporarily successful suicide to Araragi. I think you could apply this to Araragi from the end of Nisei up to now. That's interesting. Oh man, end of Nisei up to now. Also, I had no idea why you would trust Gon. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. This was the last thing I wanted to say on this. This was important. This was important. Gon. Should we trust Gon? No. Do I trust Gon? Kind of. Let me explain. The thing with Gon, this is a situation that happens whenever there's a character that knows more than I do. I don't trust myself perfectly. And so if somebody shows up and they got all the information and I don't, then I'm gonna trust the expert, right? Or it's like, you straight up know more than me. And that doesn't mean I'm gonna like blind myself and not pay attention or whatever and be a little sheep. But, it's like, bro, I don't know what's going on. She sounds like she knows what's going on. Even if I tried to fight against her, she would know and she would probably win. So might as well just kind of go along with it. You know what I mean? Though I'm aware that that's like, there's a very specific balance in that. It's just kind of that deal with like, even if you trust her intentions, there's nothing trustworthy about her words. She's highly manipulative. It's like, yes, but like, what am I supposed to trust Araragi? At least it's like she's doing something, and I mean, her killing Araragi too. It's not. How bad of a move is that? It kind of feels like a reasonable move, low key, if he really is the beacon for all this nonsense, which he seems like he is, right? He's the one playing chess with the town and the oddities and such, right? So, what am I like? Yeah, she's definitely manipulative, though. She's definitely a menace to society. She's definitely a yapper. But there's something about being like omniscient to that degree that makes it really hard to not just go with it, right? And that's just due to like, I don't know what's going on and you seem like you do, so it is what it is. But yeah, man, and this kind of brings us to this, where it's like the idea that it's hard for her to predict Araragi is very strange to me, because that almost feels like counterintuitive to her thing of being omniscient, of knowing everything. So like, how is it hard for you to predict someone if you know everything? I guess it's kind of that, like, even if you know things when they happen, you don't know what's in someone's head, and Araragi's got a million freaking insane things going on in his head at all times, so it's really hard to tell what he's going to do. So like, she'll be taking a vacation on the other side of town, and then she'll be like, oh shoot, what is Araragi doing? He's talking to who? Who's this Ogi chick? Where did they spawn in? That's probably what Gon's doing in her little lawn chair, right? I don't know. I almost want to talk about Kaiki for some reason. What's Kaiki doing, bro? I thought of Gon like chilling on a lawn chair, like, I don't know, smoking or something, and Kaiki would be there. Kaiki would be having a drink. Yeah, come aboard, Kaiki. But yeah, at the end of the lore dump, she alludes to the fact that that the first coming back is somehow related to him in some shape or form, but the bitch cliffhangered us. Yaps for half the episode and then goes all fine next time on Dragon Ball Z. Real. Actually real. That was so rude. It wasn't like a mid-sentence too. It wasn't even like, I didn't even feel it coming. It's just the episode it went to the ED. Bon Appetit. I love that. I love Bon Appetit. Man Young was awkward translation of wordplay. Heard, because I was very confused about that. That was like a very interesting phrase that I was like, I don't understand what they're doing here. Where it's professional storyteller and handsome young man. So heard. Talked about this. He didn't copy his laugh. Oh, I meant to check that. I meant to check that out, but I forgot before the recording. That's cool. Oops. Because, well, I kind of thought he was, but I don't know. Because you're talking about, the dude. You're talking about the samurai. You're talking about the first, right? I thought the first used Araragi's laugh. I thought he used Kambaru's and Araragi's, like, voice in some way. But I'll maybe look at that in a second. This we've seen before, the snake thing in the river. I thought it's just cool. It being this thing with Gon being flaw, or being imperfection rather than flaw is interesting. Imperfect vampire as opposed to flawed vampire. There's definitely different connotation there. And then the image of her with Araragi being the image you would use, or similar to an image you would use on a funeral thing. That's like foreshadowing to her killing Araragi low key. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the thing where I thought he was using his voice. I'm gonna get that, and then we're gonna scroll through the episode a little bit. Then we're gonna watch the new episode. That sound good? I think that's. Oh, this is Bake. Wrong one. Not trying to watch Bake again. Not yet. Okay. This is Sodachi Lost. I'm not looking for that. Shinobu Mail. Yeah. So I feel like it wasn't it like. Oh wait, let me Okay, now you should be able to see it. I feel like it was... There was something about copying voices, was there not? Let's see. So, they fight. Boom, boom, boom. He's doing a little bit of that energy drain. Right here, right? My master's not here. When the armor wrangled my head, it took my voice. So I thought the laughter was Araragi's laughter for some reason, but maybe it was just him laughing, but the voice was separate. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Because it still sounds like Araragi's voice actor, does it not? Like this voice going into the laugh here sounds kind of the same. Rip to the people not viewing the pip right now because they're like, wait, I can't hear the voice because because YouTube audio is at like 2%. My fault, y'all. My fault. Hey, it is what it is. Okay, okay, but yeah, that's just the thing there. So I don't know, man. Anyways, episode 10 is what we've already seen. So let me scroll through this a little bit. Was there anything I'm trying to do here? So we fight off this guy. We beat him quick. You beat him real quick. It was actually like easier than the time Shinobu fought it off screen, right? The snake surprise attack was pretty funny too, right? I quite liked that. He doesn't get bit by... Oh yeah, I forgot Kambaru's shirt got torn like that. But yeah, Shinobu clutch. She really said rating your performance. Okay, thanks Shinobu. Oh, the goofy under the slide thing. Or under the swing thing. Dang, she really doing the cool kid pose on the swing. Where she's like, standing on it. Yeah. And then we also have Araragi switching with Kambaru's shirt. This part on the bridge is her coping with... Oh, wait, right here. Imitate? Oh, is that what you're talking about? Wait, this is insane. Yeah, this is Araragi just Araragiing it, right? This isn't like Araragi stealing it. If that's what you mean. He just do be laughing. Okay, Araragi, calm down. He is too proud of himself for that. And Kambaru is just doing stretches. But yeah, I'm excited to see how she'll respond to this, because she straight up was so confident and then literally was proven entirely wrong. Like immediately after. He died 400 years ago? Okay, Gon disagrees. And Gon is going to talk to you in about 10 seconds. The heavens could crash down and the sun could shine at night, but he'd still be dead? Bro, that's a crazy thing to say, because he's not dead. What does that mean about the heavens and the sun? You're really going to connect him being alive to the fundamental foundations of the universe? Because he's alive! Like, excuse me? That's just crazy. Yeah, and then she's just coping about a bunch of nonsense. I won't give it up. I won't give up my sword. Yeah. And then Gon pulls up. Gon starts yapping and yapping and yapping. Shinobu's like, hey, prove her wrong. Come on, like, start spinning my facts. And then she gives us a million-mile-long monologue about the time to regenerate. I wanted to cut this short a long time ago. Oh, yeah. Too bad I think things keep getting worse. I misjudged a lot of things. Yeah, you're kind of actually cringe now that I think about it. My kind of entire thing where I was like kind of on your side so much is because you were omniscient, low-key. So if you're omniscient but you're misjudging things, then that's like a huge skill issue, and I no longer can be on your side. Because that was like your main draw, you know what I'm saying? I may know everything, but that doesn't mean that everything goes like I want it to. Well, then what's the use in knowing everything, huh? If it's not helping you that much. I mean, it's still useful, I bet, but things not going the way you want it to, it's like, well, you know, I at least to a degree was like, okay, I don't know exactly what she wants, but her wanting something and accomplishing it is kind of a win, right? Where it's like at least someone's getting the end goal figured out. Like I can kind of postulate that that'll probably end up being okay. But if she's not getting it exactly how she wants it, then it's like, okay, then things are actually not going to be good. It's like that idea that like fully committing to a worse play is better than half committing to a better play. I kind of agree with that philosophy, right? Where I'd rather It's like I'd rather everybody perform together suboptimally than us to be split with a couple people doing the optimal thing and a couple people doing the suboptimal thing. I'd rather all be united, you know? I think that's just more efficient. And so it's like kind of that idea where it's like you got all that information, but what are you using it for? I actually don't know why I brought that up, but maybe it made more sense in the when you actually heard me yap there. Okay. The yapping is falling apart. This shot goes hard, by the way. This shot goes really, really hard, by the way. Also, this shot later of her eyeball, like peeking in the right here. This shot goes crazy. If anyone calls you special, you reject the words out of hand. That's a major flaw indeed. You know what's crazy? Rejecting someone calling you special is almost like a, I don't know, like low key. That's just a way to make yourself feel even more special. Like, oh, I'm so humble. You know what I mean? They can definitely be used that way. Sorry that I'm being so vague. I want to explain the world. I can tell, Gone. I can tell. But yeah, okay. So, blah, blah, blah. Can you tell that she completely lost me? Like, low key. I mean, like, I'm hearing it, right? Like, the immortality, you know, etc. But I'm just like, okay, dude. You know what I mean? How long ago did he get revived? That's the only piece of information I want. Infinite perseverance and willpower. I mean, I love the visuals too, with him like clambering out from under the water, you know, stacked on like the rocks. I mean, there's really good visuals there. No baby. Okay, that was 15 years ago. That's literally the last line of the episode. So 15 years ago, he respawns as a baby, isekai'd, or just reincarnated, you know, not isekai'd, obviously, but reincarnated as a little baby. And okay, so why does he look like armor? Is there a baby in there? Wait a second. That doesn't. I don't think there's a baby in there. Doesn't it crumple into like a million pieces? I kind of thought it crumpled. Yeah, look at it. It's literally crumpled. There's no baby in there. Why was there a baby? What happened to your physical form? Did you mist? Can you turn into mist? That's sometimes a vampire thing. Maybe he's permanently turned himself into mist so that he can like inhabit the armor, and he turns that into like his exoskeleton kind of behavior. Yeah. Maybe I'm just reading into the visual analogy too much. I kind of want to just jump into the episode. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. What was that shot? Bro, Kamado, why are you taking clothing damage in the fight? That's just crazy to me. Thank you, Araragi, for swapping clothes. Look at him being all respectful. What a real one. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to jump into the episode. I want to finish her monologue before we try to figure out what she's yapping about. But yeah, episode 11. Shinobu Mail. Owarimonogatari, episode 11. Let's get this going. Let me get myself a sip of my Dr. Pepper cream soda. Give her a little hiss. Ooh. A little sippy for you. And don't dodge this time. Don't dodge this time. A couple of you said you've been dodging the Dr. Pepper. Can't have that on my watch. Dr. Pepper cream soda, too. Well. Woo! Gotta stay caffeinated. You know how it is. Episode 11. Let's get this going. Should be very exciting. See what Gon's yapping out. See how Shinobu responds is going to be the biggest thing. We could even see, I feel like, the samurai show up and, like, interrupt the discussion, like Loki. So, that could be interesting. Oh, look at all these donuts, too. Freaking Shinobu. Hair, do what I want you to. Okay, bet. Episode 11. Let's get this going. In a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang. Oh, we're starting with the Shinobu reaction. Or... yeah. I was in college and had this idea. Corpse alive for 100 years. Phoenix is Tsukihi, right? That's who you're talking about? Okay. Shinobu's out looking around in the back. What happened 15 years ago? Oh, okay. Okay, so there was a bunch of stuff that happened 15 years ago? That's crazy. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it could be coincidencing. Start of a time span rather than a single point in time. Good, good. Hachikuji! Aragi, what about yourself? He didn't even mention himself. That's crazy. Of the ashes blown here? Whoa. The connector. Call it a suggestive code? What are you talking about? Okay. Bars. Good move. Yes, what is it? Shinobu, why are you looking all contemplative? Oh, wow. She was... Okay, so she was drawn here by the ashes. But she did... Was it subconscious? Because she... Was she looking for the ashes but still thought he was dead? Or did she not even know that she was brought here because of the ashes, you know? That's a super interesting question. So is it all those... But she's saying all those oddities are your fault. That's still such a crazy visual there. Dang, an Araragi with the cape. She almost looks like a snowflake, man. Like half of a snowflake. Alright, Shinobu, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this, Shinobu? Oh my goodness, she came in the mail. Okay, she denies. Whoa. Surely. Dang. She doesn't like being caught out on this. Okay. Everything I went through is what he said there. What was it that I felt? Like a jealousy? I've talked about that before. I was talking about that earlier. Shinobu Cope, Shinobu Cope. Kamburu is just chilling. The death glare. It is kind of awkward. Bruh. It is kind of awkward because Araragi's here now. Whoa, whoa, the sweeping shot. Gone about us, or I mean, Kamburu about to say something crazy. What do you got? What do you got? Where are you running? What are you doing? Stop doing backflips. Oh, she's doing pole vaulting. Good question. Oh, you're flipping it on her. Little test. Aww. She's proud of Kamburu. As well. She got a little timeline, bro. She got a crazy notes app. Crazy shot with Shinobu there. Okay. Gathering spot. That makes sense. I'm with you. Oh. Okay. Interesting. What do you mean air pocket? Like like underwater bubbles? Okay, just for the gathering spot. Yeah. We're aware of that. We're aware of that. Where oddities end. Yeah, a gravity well. It's a gravity well. Oh wow, she cut to the source. I see. I see. Enshrined a spirit to control the area? Excuse me? Was it the snake stuff? Because it got all that crazy. I mean, that's been used as snake iconography before, but I mean, I don't know. That could just be biased from the deco. Hmm. Wait, what is an August power? Okay. Alright, cool. Okay. So it broke and then he reformed, or did it break because he reformed? That's my question. Okay. Unexpected. Unexpected development. Beyond their limits, one might say. Okay, he reformed. That caused it to go into despair. As a result. Got you. I'm with you. I'm with you, Gon. With not but his ash. Oh, his ash was enough to do that. Okay, heard. He was once a specialist? I suppose in a way. Yeah. I haven't thought of him like that. When you time traveled? Crazy she just said that. Spirit enshrined here. That's super key. Her saying that is too much. The full name. In the time travel? I think she's talking about the time travel, yeah. Because 11 years was the time travel date. Okay. So it was a well, but it was dealt with, but then he showed up that made it not dealt with anymore and brought even more stuff in. Okay. And this cycle of death and rebirth. That's just a cool line. Shinobu in shadow back there. Kombudu just chilling. Man, it's the way her voice is run through a strange filter is very odd to me. It's kind of cool. It like makes it sound so aged. It's like aged footage. Revival or perhaps a revenge play. Yeah, they really went with the full like old film aesthetic there. What? You're just leaving? I'm done yapping. Later. Later. Oh wait, no. Question time. Q&A session. Real. Real. Yeah, why did you just yap at me? Shinobu has her back turned. Ew, don't look at me like that. Why is Kambudu here then? Just she happened to be here and this was all accident? Because it all went crazy? Hmm. Okay. And then I pulled up. I'm just that amazing. Oh, she triangulating. Oh, she triangulating hard. Aww. Janitor Ononoki. Cinderella-esque task. Yeah, if are you so why wouldn't she sweep? He's verbalizing this. What are you gonna? Okay, so she got distracted by Araragi instead of helping with the shrine. Is that your point? Don't look at me like that. She's just so weird. She looks like a frog. Oh, okay, used it all up. Shinobu is nervous. Oh, she knows she messed up. Wait, she did. She didn't have to do anything. Shinobu, are you good? You're stressed out. Are you okay? She knows. She already knows what's going on. They were using some of those shots. Okay. Back to a minimum of self-awareness? What does that mean? I'm just... Okay. Yeah. Shinobu, explain this to me, Shinobu. Help me out, help me out. You didn't know he was here. So he spotted her. Is that what you're telling me? I see. Okay, I see. Thank you, Kombaru. Kombaru's the one that clutched it. Just kidding. Kombaru, you suck. Never speak again. Close though, close. Okay. No, we've seen that before with Araragi and Shinobu. Like them being because like maybe that's the blood sucking thing, but I think there was like a closeness aspect too. Yeah, the more distant they got, the more messed up it got. Something like that. So her showing up was enough to like boost him. Gotcha. Oh, we magnets. Okay. She good. Yeah, she. This is her specialty, is it not? Yeah, mortal oddities. lament that she has no choice but to do her power? Gun is crazy. Mm-hmm. Episode? Yeah, she's going to meet episode right now. Yeah. Oh, she busy. Oh, she a busy woman. Dang, cell division. Ew, spooky. Yeah, gotta nip this in the bud. Gotta call in the tactical Yozuru. Shinobu. Whoa, energy there. I I'm I thought that was the end of the episode low key. Buy yourself some breakfast. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna get the McDonald's breakfast menu. Nothing. Dang. Okay. I like the confidence. Little full body panning shot. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point actually. Don't want to give him a boost. Comedy, what was that? Because she found it amusing? Aw, she's communicating. Good communication. Aw. Aw, that's so sweet. Wait, that was so sweet. Oh yeah, the link is still broken. Kind of forgot about that low-key on the sleazy. Do you now? Hey, let's go. Gamaru. I'll look at Shinobu. Okay, no, good correction. Good correction, Gamaru. Aw, she loves her. She loves her. Well, Gamaru, Gamaru, Gamaru! Good move. Good move, Shinobu. What do you want? Oh, what? You're not gonna eat that, are you? What book? What? Oh, yaoi book? A boys love book? It's gonna be so sexual. Light novels as degenerate art? That's funny. Oh, surely. Yep, surely. The brutal Garson devours the half-boy. That doesn't mean anything to me. Shinobu is not here for it. Okay, no, it's boys' love. Okay. Devours the half-boy? Oh, a little like podcast. Yellowface? Abababa? A book is more than its cover. Why are we talking about... What is this referencing? Wait, what book are we talking about? Who's the book? What situation is the book? That the cover there's more than just the cover? Because they're telling me that there's something deeper than the surface level going on, but I don't know what they're talking about. Or maybe they're just yapping. Bloodstained, Hellboy, Brutal Garçon. Oh no, y'all. I don't know what's happening. Yeah? Me too, Araragi. No, it wasn't cute. Don't say that it was cute. Digging is not cute. Now stick around. I'll buy the book. Stick around. Yeah? Oh my goodness. Bruh. Just pick what you like. That makes it worse. That's even worse. Matters most is contained within. No, that's kind of based. I like that. I have the need to feel contained. Only a bra can hold me in now. Wait, that kind of cut deep, does that not? That kind of cut deep with her character. Suruga Monkey was her being uncontained. It's Kaiki and Shinobu. It's Kaiki and Neko arc. Okay. Or no, it's Kaiki an episode. There we go. Now we're concealing or non-concealing the books. What is this goofy music? What are you gonna do now that you have some alone time? Freedom! Oh, that was a good reference. Shawshank Redemption. Good move. Good move. Ephemeral freedom. Good line. I like that phrase. Idol actress photo collection corner. Slightly perverted older sister. It's left you pent up. Oh, you're trying to anti-lolicon yourself. Gotta keep it the zeitgeist. Fair. He's going for an adult woman. That is gone. Those are both gone. Employees laughing. Let him buy his MILF material in peace. Wow, we're actually seeing him show up because of the shame. Not as people, but as little cutouts. That's crazy. Who is that? Tsukihi? Wait, who are you? Wait, you're the person are you from the OP? Are you a new character? Wait, you're the guy! Why are you a femboy? Oh, he was the guy in the cage in the OP. Wait, you're kind of... Why are you kind of cute? Wait, that's crazy of me to say, but am I wrong? Whoa, wait. Why are you at the Boys Love shop? You trying to also buy some material? Like, hey, we can talk about it. Okay, we saw him in the OP. He was in the OP in the cage. He had the weird things in his hair. I was kind of curious what that was, but I never... Yeah, I didn't even go anywhere with that ever. But no, that's definitely him. And the cage, him being trapped, makes a lot of sense with the ashes stuff. Dang! Why are you at the bookstore? What are you trying to buy? Oh, where they're attracted to each other because they're both slaves. No, yeah, okay, I heard. So no, it's just that kind of was meant to happen, or like was gonna happen no matter what, right? Araragi really said I'm trying to not be seen as a lolicon. You know, fair enough. You know, good move, good move. I can accept that. I can accept that, Araragi. Good to be diverse. You know, don't get locked into one genre. Though, man, the whole thing about covers and, like, deeper levels was really, like... Don't judge a book by its cover, is what they're saying. That's them prefacing us meeting the first, right? As to say that there's more underneath his surface than what we might expect. That's probably all they're trying to say there, right? Because they were definitely... Man, when they were saying all that, I mean, like, obviously they're saying something to us right now, right? You don't go off on this little tangent about, like, oh, a book is more than its title. Like, yeah, okay, why are we bringing up this like, idea? Because this idea is, like, so common or whatever. Oh, my goodness, some of these this light novel cover, it's crazy. Sorry. But it's like, okay, why? And so it's saying, okay, something in our show right now is more than its surface level, right? And then we meet Femboy here. Dang, wait, I kind of like your fit. What is this little bloody drop? That's very vampiric. Dang, his eyes are crazy. What the heck? It's also funny that he's also, like, he looks underage, you know? Okay, careful, but like, so many of the characters are underage. I mean, it almost makes me like, have we ever had like well, because I'm thinking Gon and Kainui have both been very like opposition, you know, to Araragi, and I almost feel like by being young, I trust him more because I feel like Araragi would trust him more because he looks young, right? Like I feel like that for Araragi would be something that he's like more comfortable with, you know. So that's really interesting. Man, you're kind of chill with it. So I guess he probably did turn into mist when he was inhabiting the suit, because that is a vampire thing I've heard before, of turning into mist, a vampiric mist kind of deal. Um, and so them randomly bumping into each other, that makes enough sense. I would assume that there is something beneath his surface. How many more? Okay, 2 more episodes here. We don't necessarily have to kill you or fight you, though. Man, we're gonna have to get rid of you because this is in the middle of the like our chronology. So like, you haven't shown up in any later arcs, so you're gonna have to get put aside somewhat, right? But we're not giving you the sword back. We know that much because it's Tsubasa Tiger. So the question is, what, we just tell him no, Omega Lol? Well, I guess it's, what is Araragi gonna do? So, okay, what is Gon gonna do? Kill him? They want to get rid of him, right? Before he gets too strong, before they have to call in Kagenui. But man, is Araragi's not gonna just like want to throw hands with this guy? Well, maybe yeah, but the jealousy thing, we just had the talk with jealousy from Shinobu, which is something I was trying to clue in on like 2 or 3 episodes ago, I think, if I remember correctly. Where like them both being the servant kind of is like a I think I was using the word replaceability a lot. So that leading to like some sort of jealousy that then could give Araragi like intent or like incentive to go with Gon's plan and want to get rid of this guy. Like that could be something. But man, coming right off of that, you know, there's more than just the title thing. I mean, there's more than just the title for him. There's more than just the title of slave to Kiss Shot. There's more than just the title of the first. I mean, I don't even know his name. I forgot it if we were told it. Straight up. That's why I've been calling him the first and or samurai, right? Or like the Monster Slayer or whatever. So, you know, I think there's definitely more under the covers with him specifically, and they were tenderizing the meat for this. This is the meat that they were tenderizing. With that, he seems so pleasant. Why do you seem pleasant here? You're kind of chill with it. Wait, didn't know he was chill like that. Did you give my message to Kiss Shot? Yeah, you're just talking about the sword thing. Araragi's just gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, she said no, bro. Can't help you." And then what? Like, what, you're gonna pull up on Shinobu? I mean, I feel like you would. I mean, that would be the most reasonable next step for you, right, man? So, why are you showing up as here after that book thing? Yeah, I feel like we're not gonna necessarily get a fight. Well, but Araragi's clothes aren't damaged enough. They were damaged more in Tsubasa Tiger, but that also could have been just Hanakawa biased the narrative to make him look more attractive. So I don't know, because he is damaged a little bit. So there's kind of I don't know if they're gonna get in another fight. I think they definitely could, but coming out of that title thing, I kind of also feel like they might not. Like low key, loved the Shawshank thing. That was great. The bra containment thing was pretty funny too. I think that's just a nod to, as I said, that's a nod to like her character as one that had all the pent up resentment that needed to be contained, and how she doesn't like not being contained like that because she knows like last time I wasn't contained, I went monkey mode, you know. Oh my goodness, I can't. I got I can't. Okay, sorry. Splash some water in your face. Get back in it. Let me go to the beginning. Shinobu's looking away the entire time, obviously. All that going on. Hanakawa given her current name when she was 3? That's such an interesting thing to use as like or to like bring up here. I mean, I guess because that's like so different than like the other examples given. Right? Because it was like also I mean, I guess it was something that happened 15 years ago, but Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do think I follow the grand kind of scope here though, that the ashes came in. I think Shinobu by proxy kind of like gave him a boost, and that was kind of a said somewhere in here, and that ruined. Oh no, yeah. And then that caused the shrine, which with its guarding spirit, to fall into disarray through the power of the ashes. And then the guy gets spawned, like he, remanifests. And then Shinobu's also around, and so there's a bunch of just juju in the air. But then also, and so that's kind of why we have this like 15 years ago thing kind of being planted, like these seeds being planted. But Gon also says, it's still you, I'm not letting you dodge that bullet, which I like that, like, take responsibility thing there. I definitely like that. I had the feeling that everything I went through could be traced back to that man, or so Gon claimed. I mean, even that, like, I almost feel like Gon would want, Gon wants to nip this in the bud, right? And so that feeling that Araragi has is the feeling she would want him to have, because having his trauma be traced back to first would give him incentive to like revenge first, which is I think would line up with what she wants. It was just unpleasant. Didn't creep me out. It was just unpleasant. Man, and this was a good line too. What was it that I felt? And it's this shot of Araragi like looking unsure like this. This almost feels like jealousy. I love that. I love that self introspection from Araragi. I love it when he introspects. And Shinobu keeps coping. Man, I kind of man. Okay. Why are you in the director's chair? You're in the director's chair? You really think you're directing this episode? It's crazy. Okay, but yeah. He's pulled up in the ash form. His ash was scattered here. That caused the shrine to fall into disrepair. I think what I actually don't fully understand is that thing where... Right here. So, Shinobu accidentally pulling up? When was that? So... Oh my goodness. So, Oshino pulls up, puts the stickers on, puts the talismans on. All I know is that he had some stopgap measures in place with the seals he had available. Okay. He put some seals up. As a result of his actions, the first kin began to start. Okay, first kin being the first. So, I think this was the 11 years ago, right? But yeah. Okay. So, first is snacking on juju, on energies, on oddities, or like non-formed oddities to get stronger. Oshino comes in, starves him with the seal. Shinobu walks in, that gives him the power to bust out. Right? Back to a minimum of self-awareness. So that you're talking about first here. He notices Kiss Shot after 400 years. Oh, when Araragi and Shinobu were both here. And that gave him the power. So he was in the shrine and we didn't even know. That was the first time you went to the shrine, right? So yeah, I think where I got this flashback I didn't recognize because we've been in this shrine so many times, so I didn't recognize the exact moment that was, but I think I follow now. And that gave the lad the power to bust out, invigorated his spirit. Competent just coming in and clutching the information gathering. Thank you. Closely related, physically close by. Give a quick boost to his stats as an oddity. Yeah. That makes sense. We've seen that before. With Araragi and Shinobu. Empty like shed snakeskin? good metaphor there, specifically with this shrine, right? We've seen a lot of snake stuff in this shrine. And so when Ononoki pulls up, there's nothing to fix because he's already gone, right? So yeah, okay. He was already here. That feels so substantial, but I couldn't even word why. That like we arrived at this location, and under our noses, this man of the past, this man who was replaced, was there, and though we didn't notice it at the time, by even showing up, we've awakened him. You know? That's crazy conceptually. It just makes me wonder, like, what does it mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. You should understand what I want you to do. Go kill him. Oh, yeah, and then this? Gon, what are you talking about? Are you evil? So you're talking about Kage Nui, right? Oninoki's master, the violent hunter of the immortal oddities. She says, Gon says, I can't control her. I want her to lament that she has no chance to display her power for her whole life. Why do you want her to lament that? You don't want to call on her so that she gets to show off her power? Lamenting the absence of being able to do great deeds and making a name for oneself. Example. Lei Bei's rule saw days of peace with no chances to ride into battle, and the thighs of warriors became fat. And so we lament our fat thighs because that's proof of our lack of ability to do great things. And so why do you... Okay, so Gon wants Kage Nui's thighs to be really fat. Understandable. But metaphorically, why? Why would you have that stance? Thick Kage Nui thighs. Wait, say that again? No combat duty for who? I guess it'll be enough to have Ononoki on combat duty then. Okay, Ononoki's not enough. That's why we called it an episode. Okay. So, are we gonna have episode? Bro, episode could pull up in these next two episodes. No pun intended. I could see that being the case. Because he showed up in Tsubasa Taiga and it was so random. So to actually get more payoff to that, I could totally see happening. I mean, we'd have a bunch of, like, vampire-esque people in one room. That'd be really funny. Yeah, like, imagine in the bookstore, episode just walks in and he's like, with his big cross. There y'all are. Dang, remember Kizu? What a time. Huh. I'm unsure what we're gonna do with this guy. I feel like Araragi's not gonna want to kill him. But it's crazy. Araragi doesn't interact with men that much, you know? He always is interacting with women. I feel like... Because it's Oshino and it's Tadatsuru. And in this... chronologically, he hasn't met Tadatsuru yet. But other than and Kaiki. Though Kaiki he's antagonistic towards, right? I'm kind of thinking more of... Like, when has he positively interacted with a dude? Oshino, and then Oshino left. Right? There's, like, nobody else. And then Kaiki, obviously, antagonistic. So this guy showing up, I mean, he's young... And I feel like that is such a key distinction. Like, he appears young. I feel like that's super important to Araragi. Like, I feel like that would do something for Araragi. And then he's literally trying to buy MILF material. I mean, base. I mean, I respect that a lot. But, man, yeah, it's going to be so interesting. I'm having trouble, like, prophesizing what will happen. But I'm really intrigued because it is a showing of how he interacts with a dude, which I think could be interesting because we don't really see that often. And I kind of in the back of my mind really want to do like a how does Araragi see gender thing, especially with Ogi, right? I mean, Ogi as his like cut off self spirit, whatever, as his like unconscious whatever is portrayed as a girl. Like Araragi, that's really interesting to do. Like, why is that the case? You know. Why does that? Are you more comfortable interacting with women, or you know, I don't know. Like, there's I feel like there's a lot of interesting like things we could try to do there. So seeing how he interacts with a dude's gonna be interesting. How he interacts with the person that he kind of quote unquote replaced. Oh, let me get that Shinobu thing again because that was so cute. Do you think sequences matter to me after having lived for 500 years? She really said, I don't care if he was the first one. You're still my first one, baby boy. Shinobu, I appreciate that. Envy is unbecoming. A little jealousy is cute. But don't be actually envious. Don't grieve. You're the only one I have right now. That is so sweet. That is so cute. How her voice softens too. The voice actress kind of nailed that line. Not gonna lie. Because it starts so serious, and then she's, you know, when she's like, envy, no, and then she obviously looks cuter. She's drawn cuter here, right? Like we can just full look at this. You know, harsh envy is unbecoming, softer. You know, a little jealousy is cute. Her face is softer. And then right here, it like gets the softest, and it like ends really quietly. You know, you hear how like it barely leaves her mouth. You know, and that's just it's a very, I think, it's almost like romantic. You know, it definitely is romantic. You're the only one I have right now. So for it to be like left on that soft note, like really kind of leans into that, which I quite liked. I quite liked that line. That was probably the best part of it. Well, I was gonna say that would be the best part of the episode, but this guy pulling up was terrifying. That's actually that's unreal how scary that can be. And he runs into him when he's in a moment of shame. Like this, bro. Anytime I see somebody that I don't immediately recognize, it's just fear now. Because my first thought was Tsukihi, then I thought Ogi, then I noticed his weird little horns, and then it all came together that it was first, right? Or maybe I don't remember if I figured it out or if he said it first. But either way, the sequence of events was Tsukihi, and then in my head I was like, wait, Ogi? And I was like, wait, who is this guy? It's just panic. It's just panic. Dang. You almost look like an Araragi like family member, like low key. No, wait, different skin tone, way different skin tone. It's just anime drawing, so you know all the faces look a little similar, but no. Just the Tsukihi hair resemblance is I think just skewing with me there. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? This stuff at the beginning. It's still his responsibility, which is really important. It's just the connector. Call it a suggestive code if you want. But the oddities that you've encountered are your own fault. I want you to dodge the bullet there. Yeah. It was because of the ashes. It's weird. So Shinobu, do you agree with that and you just didn't want to admit it? I think that was the case, right? Because, I mean, even think about it that... it's kind of funny. I mean, her kin attracts oddities. Like, did he attracted her as an oddity, you know? That, you know, as much as she brings in oddities, he also could have, like, in that way brought her in. I don't know. That's kind of funny. Dang, squad goals. And 11 years ago when you visited this shrine... Yeah, and he was here. Okay. Dang. And that was that during the time travel? That was during the time travel, right? Because Araragi was there? So during the time travel, where we played with the hypothetical of Araragi and Shinobu for all of eternity, that's when... Oh, yeah, but then it didn't work, right? It was like, oh, blah, blah. That's when he got unbottled. Huh. I feel like there's a deeper narrative weight, but I'm not able to acquiesce that at the moment. We'll deal with that once we actually finish this arc. We'll deal with that when we actually figure out what this guy is doing here. Right? Are we gonna be chill with him? I mean, Araragi's all like, you know, limp kneed holding these like MILF magazines. Okay, so it's not exactly like he's readying for battle unless he's trying to swing, you know, the Gaon picture book at this dude's head right now. So I'm expecting us to have a chiller conversation for at least the first half of next episode. But I think there's only one way to find out, and that'd be to watch next episode. So I think I'm kind of ready to get into it. So yeah, that's all I really got, I think, for this one. On to the next, episode 12 of Owarimonogatari. Should be very, very exciting. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe. If you are new, blah, 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 comment down below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord, talk to me other Monogatari fans there. But until then, until the next episode 12, that's all I give it. I'll be seeing you then. Peace.